Welcome to Sage Sisters. We are sisters, besties, moms, and co-founders having a fun catch-up on parenting and life.
Hey, I'm Ann.
And I'm Kate. What up, Tan Ann?
What's going on?
Nothing. Excited to be podding. Happy week. Good, coming off a good weekend. So I'm high energy.
I like it. We need some high energy over here. You and I were saying last week we're still recovering from the cold. I feel much better. I feel like I look better. I was doing the clip for our podcast last week. I didn't realize how bad I looked until I saw the clip and I was like, oh my gosh, good Lord.
Last week in general was one of those weeks. I don't know if I was going to start or if I was just exhausted coming off the 4th of July trip, but I was like, I've never felt more hideous.
Yeah.
It's a regroup week of epic proportion over here.
Yeah, totally. And then what a difference a week makes. It's like now I put some Visine in my eyes. I don't have red eyes anymore because when you're sick and you have a headache, everything just seems fuzzy.
Are you showing off some new nails over there too, or what are you?
No, actually, these are so grown out. I wanted to go from a distance. That's why neutral's good because you can prolong it for a long time. I was going to go last week and I didn't want to do it because we had yard work to do this weekend. And I always end up breaking my nails when I get them done and then we do yard work. And I knew we had this project. But this is the time of the nail process. I've been doing them for 6 months now. It was my New Year's resolution. It makes me feel more put together, but I get exhausted. I hate going to sit there. I don't like the cost of it. I all of a sudden can't find time because the kids are home more in the summer. This is when I usually drop and stop doing it. So
yeah, not to show my bad nails, but
what happened?
I did it. Well, I did it at home for a few weeks and then it was all chipping off. And last night I just took it off. I didn't have time to redo. So it's a reset.
Are you going naked for a while or are you going to do something about that?
I don't know if I appreciate that tone. I was planning a clear coat just to not have them look dingy.
Okay.
But also just do it at home for a bit.
You're not going to the salon. All right. You're taking a break.
Summer break. Do less.
You are.
Get some things off the plate.
You are ahead of me. You dropped off right as I started to get a little bit of this energy about
Some would say trendsetter.
Are you going to do something about that?
A little savage.
Anyways. Well, it's your topic this week. Do you want to tease it before we get into high lows?
Well, a couple episodes ago, we asked people to send us questions. They did. Thank you very much. So I picked through the Instagram DMs and found some listener questions that I thought we'd take today.
Sometimes we share things ahead of time. I do not know these questions. That makes me excited.
Many of them I felt like were ones you won't need a prep for and you can just answer on your feet. And I was busy last week and I didn't have a lot of prep time. So I did it, 5 seconds ago.
Listen, nothing like a last minute pull together of a topic. I think sometimes that's our best when we're sometimes too prepared. It's not as good.
Well, let it be known we don't prepare.
Let's see.
Yeah, you decide. All right, let's get into some highs and lows. What's your high?
All right. My high is last week I got away with the girls and it has been a minute since we were able to do this particular set of friends, a wine night or whatever. And we ended up going to a place called South Hall in Franklin, Tennessee. And you know this because we 2 years ago went there for a Mother's Day weekend. And this is kind of a swanky place where it's like a resort, I guess, where it's on a farm. They do all farm to table cooking. They have a lake. You're supposed to go and relax, reset, hike, all the things. But we just went there for a dinner because they also just have nice dinner.
Yeah.
But we sat outside a fire pit at the end and we did s'mores. And it's just it is a little bit bougie, but it's
a lot bougie.
Yeah.
And I think there is a trend towards these urban resorts, right? It kind of reminds me of the place we stayed in Austin a little bit in that, it is you never need to leave kind of place. It's got all the things.
Totally. And you do feel like you're away. We all live in Franklin and it made us feel like we were doing something extra special. And they do host, although we haven't done it yet, they have tequila tastings and wine tastings and they have concerts on the property. And, you kind of have to think ahead. They cost a little bit, so we haven't done it. But it's a cool thing to have in your back pocket to do on occasion. So
now there is a super luxury $4 signs. I might be goofing this. Is it called Blackberry Farms?
Blackberry Farms. So this is like the mini version of that. No, good for you.
Well, that's what I was going to say. This is poor man's / not that poor.
I was going to say it's not poor man's.
But compared to Blackberry Farms, what's a night at Blackberry Farms? Thousands of dollars a night.
$1,200 to $1,500 start, because I've looked it up a few times. It's somewhere in Tennessee south of me. And it is very
I thought it was
expensive.
even more than that.
No, but the things aren't included. You do like horseback riding and all these things, and everything is add-ons. So by the time you book your trip and you do the add-ons, I'm sure it's like way more expensive. But
yeah, well,
I know.
Anyways, that's what it gives me the same vibe though. Of we're in the mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. Tennessee is gorgeous.
Yeah. It's
taking advantage of like some Tennessee nature.
Well, and again, if you had the pocketbook for it, they have all these kid activities, and they're with and without
South
the parents.
Hall does?
No. I was thinking of Blackberry Farms. Again, only researched it, never done it. But like, it's almost like a family camp. You go and you have everything lined up, and you have free time, and the kids have things, and then you come back together. I mean, it sounds glorious.
But maybe someday. Maybe someday.
Anyways, for now,
I'll
just
South Hall was
researching.
Brand spanking new when we were there. Is it a little more like fully open now?
They had there's 2 restaurants on property now open. We went to the same one that you're familiar with. And then they, just a little bit, it's not anything crazy, but we went like when they had opened a few months before. So there are other things, but it's still pretty similar. It's small. And
did you get a fun cocktail?
We did. They had this amazing spritz that was, I can't even remember what it was, but there was tequila and soda water and lime kind of spritz.
I think they call that a cocktail. Is that a spritz?
They called it a spritz. There's more stuff in it. It was not just that. It wasn't just tequila soda.
It's called a highball.
It's called a tequila soda. No, but
I thought spritz was like you take a wine or champagne base and add a soda water.
There was some kind of sparkling in addition to it with the soda water. I can't remember the recipe, but
it reminds me of my like aggressive version of the Hugo, which is Prosecco and soda water. That sounds like a spritz, but then you're like, and gin.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this was. And tequila.
Okay.
So
okay, sounds yummy though.
Yeah. Anyways, it was a good high. It was fun to catch up. I hadn't like really talked just with like the girls in a while, and I don't know, good dinner, good drinks.
Love it. Good friend time. Wave it in.
All right. What's your high?
It was very hot here this weekend, and we had the foresight to not sign up for the swim meet.
Okay.
I was really proud of us. In the, year of do less, we had a big victory this weekend. This was like an invitational swim meet, which means long. It was a 2-day swim meet, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just like, man. And I give a lot of credit to Chris, because when we were signing up like pre-July 4th, he's like, it just feels like it's going to be a lot. And I bet it's going to be a scorcher.
Yeah.
And we had a couple other things, a friend visiting from out of town, a 40th birthday party, no kids for us. But I was just like, yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed one if we add that swim meet. Anyways, we opted out. All my friends were bitching about it. It seemed really hot and long.
And it is the culture of like, you sign up for the ones you can make and you don't sign up for the other ones. It's not like you like missed something to hurt the team. You just couldn't go to that one.
Well, I'm sure, depends who you ask, but wouldn't ask the relay team that we didn't show up for, but
fair. Well, I think it's a good call. Swim team at this age.
Luckily, my cohort of swim parents are like jealous that we canceled. They weren't upset we didn't go. It's like speaks to the level of intensity.
Yeah, I like that. So what did you guys do?
That was great. Well, we got some good friend time. We Chris is one of his best buddies, came in from Seattle because another buddy had a 40th party.
Nice.
So he came in. Anyways, we had nice dinner with friends Friday night, went into Marin for a really fun 40th birthday party Saturday night. It was great. That. We kind of got after it. It was just lovely.
I like like when you actually have an event,
the energy.
Like friends in town. Yeah, that's nice.
Well, and because I wasn't like all day schlepping in the heat with my kids, I actually like took time, got ready. My obsession relates to my outfit. It's like, I just, I put together a nice little weekend.
I do feel like since the Austin trip, I've been trying to get ready more just because each night we went out there, I got ready and it was like such a good feeling. So I've just been trying to just have that same energy with things we do around here.
Again, if you're not packed, it's fun. If you're packed and then you're trying to get ready, it's stressful.
Totally. Yeah.
I was reading some article. I got to quit. I'm subscribed to too much of stuff adjacent to parenting.
Totally.
But they were calling it time scarcity and like thinking through, are you time affluent or time scarce? And I was like, oh, this language.
I do not want to overthink it. I have something completely random, but you just made me think of it.
Yeah.
We as mothers like to overcomplicate things, and nothing was more obvious than when I was catching up with my girlfriends this past weekend when I was just the Southall thing. And we got on some tangent about how we always keep the house running, right? Like it's kind of our job. We like it, but like, toilet paper low, paper towels low. We're always on top of this. Yeah. So we have hand soap, like all the things to just keep the household running. And hearing some of their systems was insane. I mean, it was just like, you're overthinking it. Like, I'm just like, I'll look in the closet and say, oh, we got one paper towel left. I'll go pick some up today or order some. That's my system. They were like, I have 2 here. And then when one gets replaced, then I know I need to go out for this. Or they have 2 peanut butters.
Like around their house?
Like around their house. So like they have 1 peanut butter here, 1 peanut butter in another area. And when that peanut butter is done, they move the peanut butter and know they need a new one. Anyways, it just seemed a little unhinged. I was just like, good for you. Also a little crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they were talking about like if their husband moves something and throws off their system, they're just out of sorts. And I was like,
all of this screams like we desire to control a lot. So we create these complex systems that are, weird to control and can only be controlled by us.
Totally. And they're like my close friends. So, they have like, they're similar to me where it's like, I know we like control. I like control. But I was laughing at their systems thinking, we do too much. Just like, if you run out of toilet paper, go get some same day. What's the issue with that?
Listen, if your system and your list building and your way of life is the chill version of the group,
I know.
God help us all. Because you're bullshit that you just so casually just do it. You're such a lister. Don't even.
I have a list.
But I like that you felt chill.
I felt chill compared to what I was hearing. And I liked it.
All right. Anyways. All right. Well, let's move into lows.
My low. Okay. So I actually didn't have like a huge low, but just a couple things that were annoying in the last week. And so one of those is extra cost around these camps. We have bitched a lot about these camps, and it is nice because it's childcare during the week when you work. However, last week there was like a mistake and the kids weren't signed up for a Monday when I was dropping them off. They were only signed up for Tuesday through Friday. I would not have done that. I don't know what happened in the computer system, but it's like, oh, well, yeah, you can get them in. It's just this much a day. So then they have to charge me again. I thought we were already done. Then the camp this week is like, I think they're trying to promote bring your own lunch and snack, but it used to be dialed in. And they were like $7 a day per kid for lunch. Plus they need money for snack. It's like,
or
what?
Supplies or something.
Yeah. So I ended up having to like go out. I packed everything for the kids. And of course they usually like to pick their own snack, but it's like, forget about it. You're not getting it. You end up spending too much. It's like these extra costs on top of the stuff that you already thought you paid for.
Totally.
Annoying.
Well, at least they got them in. I've had where I go to camp and they go, sorry, I only have you signed up for Tuesday. I go, what?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're walking away. Our daughter's in tears at the door. I'm like, oh,
brutal. I will say they fit us in, but it was like, it took longer than the cost. Then it was just like, what? And then this week it goes from Monday to Tuesday or Monday to Thursday, but there's no Friday. I was like, what? Why not? That's weird. Like, I don't know.
Totally.
Anyways,
yeah.
Camp drama.
Oh, camp drama. I didn't have any huge ones either. I felt like I was really... sometimes the low is the first thing down on the Google Doc or the notes, but this week, I filled everything else and I'm like, what was my low? So that's a good week. That's a good week. I will say I woke up Friday with like a pinch in my back.
Did you do anything or you just woke up?
And I did nothing. I
love that. Yeah.
It wasn't a great athletic feat the day before. It wasn't even a workout. I didn't work out on Thursday. This makes no sense. But for the last 2 days, it's like I'm Zoolander. I can't look left. I got like a pinch.
The worst.
A pinch.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So I did go to the gym Saturday to try to like stretch it out, and mostly just did like world's low impact. Can we get my back loosened up kind of thing? And I've been hitting that heating pad, but I'm like, damn it, this is 42. An unidentified injury that's like pretty debilitating for a few days.
You know what I find so fascinating too is that it probably isn't even the pinch of where you think it is. It's probably like a hip or something.
Totally.
We have a friend who like is a chiropractor and like used to do things where he would help out. And I had like a neck injury. I think I've said this on the podcast before. And he like popped my rib back into place, which I didn't even know was in a bad place. And my neck started to feel better. It's all associated. But sometimes like my lower back is always hurting because my hips are tight. You know what I mean? It's like you probably have some kind of weird thing going on. It's not even that area.
And I'm sure I was hunched over my computer like a goblin all last week, like cranking out work.
I know. Back from 2 weeks, I was really...
Yeah.
I even like forgot to pee sometimes. Like I'd be like, God, why am I so uncomfortable? It's like, oh my God, my bladder is full. I got to go pee. I was like trying to catch up that badly.
I know. So I'm sure it's something like that. But I don't know. I know I was almost like, I can't say this. Anne already made a comment about how I'm complaining about my ailments, but this was my low. So
I don't think I said you don't complain to me. I just said you're aging me. I need younger friends. Isn't that what I said? I need younger friends to hang out with.
Well, that doesn't make me feel good. But you know what? It did get me thinking. I haven't been thoughtful about what my take is on bitching about ailments. So I wanted to even pose it to you. And again, I know you're 2 years younger and change.
That's
so you might not have this. But now that you're in your 40s, I think you need a approach, which is our parents are in their young 70s. They're very active. They both, healthy, doing great. But they have a strategy to never talk about their health, almost to a fault. And when I say almost, I mean definitely.
Yeah.
Like something will actually be wrong and we don't even know about it.
Totally. Yeah. Okay.
They're so private, it's a choice.
Yeah.
But the reason they made that choice is because they feel like as people get older, all they do is bitch and moan and gossip about everybody's health issues. And they're like, that makes us feel old and we don't like that. So we're not doing it. And I respect that.
I do too. I really like people a lot. I have empathy, but I don't care that much. I don't want to hear about everybody's aches and pains. Like I like to not to your back issue. I'm here for that. I have a neck cramp. I'd tell you about it. Like there are things, but that's like not all we're talking about. Like there are people that all they do, the first time you say, how are you doing? How are you doing is a question just to start a conversation. I do not really care. It's not like but there are some people who Eeyore that like,
I don't want a medical chart run down.
My back got pinched and now I can't walk and my ankle hurts. It's like, I don't want to be that Eeyore person. No.
Totally. Well, I guess like what feels like the right level of ailment complaining and to how many people?
Now that I'm in my 40s.
Our parents go zero conversation even to people in the middle of your concentric circle. I think I'm kind of like middle of concentric circle. You get my little bit bitching and moaning about my tweaked back.
Yeah, as you should. I think that's totally fine.
But I do agree. Like, I don't want to hear it from like all the tennis girlies. I don't, you're a circle out. You're a circle out. You're a circle out. It's like, I kind of am thinking my strategy is going to be
inner circle.
Bullseye only. Only.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people are one out. These are people that are good friends, but they're not people I'm talking to every week.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's right. I think inner circle or bullseye, I thought that was the same thing. I didn't know bullseye was different than inner circle. Is that?
It is. Well, it's like
I'm a direct hit for your ailment conversation. Are you saying?
You're one of my only people who I'm bitching and moaning about my back. It's going to be you. It's going to be Chris. It's going to be Sarah if I talk to mom. But I won't do it to mom because she her strategy, you know, she would be like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it.
Or she'd be overly concerned. Mom is like, you know, we get a bad haircut, she loses sleep. We've joked about that. So if I'm injured, I don't want to like, but yeah, I agree. I think that that's right. There are certain people that I'm going to say a lot to, and I'm trying to do a better job. I have found. So last week when I had the cold, one day it was like bothering me so much. I was saying like, oh, I'm walking around the house a little bit like, you know, and feel no sympathy. But the next day or 2 days later, actually, I stopped talking about it completely. But my eyes looked like I didn't feel good. He came to me and said, oh, honey, you don't look like you feel good. Do you just want to go like sit? I'll put the kids to bed tonight. Didn't say a word. And then I got the sympathy. So I'm starting to learn. Don't oversay.
So you just have to like stab your eye and like go in there looking haggard.
What he doesn't know is I went in and put a little Visine and let it drip like I was crying, but I wasn't, like watery eyes. No, but yeah. So even in your bullseye, you need to be careful of like every little thing.
Strategic. You need to be strategic. Yeah. Well, I will say, I like with you, I don't feel like I have to be strategic unless you're in a mood where you're like, God, I need younger friends. Like
one time, I said it one time. No, I agree though. I don't mind a little bit of conversation. And I think the older you get, the more you have to be concerned about this, because I have gone out with coworkers that all they talk about is their issues.
And I don't want ailments and health talk to be my personality.
Agreed.
You know, that's a category of people.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule of thumb.
Okay. Well, if you see me limping, you know why.
Okay. I like it.
Should we get to the topic?
Let's do it. You got questions.
Okay. I pulled some just ones that came in random, kind of a mix.
Okay.
So let's chop over and I'll pose it to you. You haven't heard these yet.
So I'll start.
Yeah. One that I liked is we had a lot of good feedback. You know, a lot of it's feedback on things that we've said on previous podcasts. But we were, I think, talking about like health and fitness or someone. And they said, this question said, feels like a lot of my mom threads are constantly sharing supplements, diets, etc. What are you guys into?
That's a good one.
I thought that, we haven't really talked about like the supplement side of the house. So I don't even know what you're into. I was kind of thinking about it. I was like, I don't even know what Anne's up to. You're always doing something weird. You and Phil, I feel like, are experimenters.
Yeah, we definitely try to stay up with what's trending in the fitness world and then, you know, do the supplement. But I told you and everyone about my creatine issue, which was like, that was something that came up. And I do, again, repeat, people have great results with creatine. And I'm not like saying don't take it. Like, but when I started to take creatine, I got those major headaches. This was like last August. And my head really felt like, I mean, I thought something was of a concern. Like I went to the doctor. It was like 3 weeks of a straight headache and it wasn't going away. And I found out I was severely dehydrated because I wasn't taking enough water when I switched to that supplement. So since then, I've been a little bit more careful. Phil still does a lot. He swears by creatine. But anyways, I'm not doing that. But I will say I've started to do amino acids, which is almost like a recovery, like after workout. And we have one that tastes like pink lemonade. It's a powder. And you mix it up with water and you drink it. And I'm loving it. And I feel like it does help with recovery. I feel like I'm not getting as sore. And you know, there's other benefits of which I don't really know off the top of my head, but I'm just liking that supplement. And I do feel like it's helping me with my recovery time.
Okay. Are you doing any like vitamins or other kind of pills?
Only other thing I do is, and, you know, I like the vitamin packets, those like emergencies, especially coming off a week where I'm sick or when we're traveling. We do a lot of emergency packets.
Yeah. When you're feeling like, not every day, just like when you're feeling a little sick.
Yeah, but I've been starting to do them every few days. So I won't do it every day, but every 2 or 3 days, I'll have a little vitamin C packet, vitamin D, and I like it. So those emergency packets I like. And I wouldn't really put that in the supplements.
Even when you're healthy to like keep. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think vitamins are supplements, aren't they?
Yeah. So I like those a lot. And we've been giving our kids, I know it was about us, but we've been giving our kids those vitamins. Now I'm failing on the name, so I'm going to have to look it up and link it.
We do
Ollie's.
Ollie.
That's what we do too. Yeah.
Well, my kids like the little worms.
We have the other version. I don't know. The worms weren't for us,
gummy.
but the worms are great. We could probably switch and they'd be fine, but we do the gummy. Same
We
thing.
have started this truly disgusting thing where I make them act like baby birds and I drop the worms into their mouth. So dumb.
I know I like it.
But then we ran out and then we just had like the Costco multivitamins and they were like, "Where's the worms?" I wanted that. And I was like,
as long as you're so actually not baby birding them where it goes from your mouth to theirs, I think it's
I'm not pre-chewing it. I
think then you're good. I think that's less creepy.
It's one of those things that, like, if anybody saw us without context, they'd be like, what is going on over there?
Anything to get your kids to take vitamins. But anyways.
Did you ever try collagen? Like my high school girl thread, they were all like, oh, we're all going to do collagen together. And then, all of us were adding it to coffee. And then there was a thread like collagen's stupid and didn't do jack shit.
Now, how long did you give it? Because I have always wanted to do collagen, but my doctor was like, we've seen no benefits of this, but like, it's not going to hurt you. And so I never actually did it. But you have the one from Costco and you put it in your coffee. It's like the Vital collagen. There's a liquid collagen too.
This is probably TMI. This is the risk of taking a question like this, but It's like,
let's see.
I started putting something else in my coffee called MCT oil, which is like,
helps regulate,
keeps it all moving.
Yeah.
So it's like a coconut oil.
Mm-hmm.
You look at it, it's like pure fat. But also I think it makes me like less hungry in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like basically I put coconut fat in my coffee
and
you have to I just use the frother. I don't need like a full emulsion blender, but I use the latte maker.
Yeah.
To get it like all mixed in there.
Life-changing frother that I brought up on the pod. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. So that's when I was doing collagen. Then everyone was like, nothing's happening. And I think we had started thinking about it for like hair growth.
Yeah.
So then I didn't feel like it was working. So I cut that in favor of my MCT oil that I add into my coffee.
Which I think
I feel like it does not change the flavor at all.
Oh, that's good. Well, and I like the digestive. You make fun of my Ollipops, but it's the same thing for me is that the Ollipops are a digestive and, to whatever, I think Poppy got in trouble because they didn't have, they were claiming to be a digestive and it didn't have enough that, a lot of people were claiming worked. But I think Ollipops are great for that. And I think it works. So,
yeah, well, added that. That's helped.
All right. What else you got?
My sleep has been, is this like an ailment where it's like, who can I complain about my sleep to?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people have sleep issues. So I'm curious about tips.
Okay. I've been cycling through different things to try to help me. And my issue is not going to bed. My issue is I wake up at 3 or 4 and then I have a hard time getting back to bed. And I felt like, and I might have sleep apnea. There might be some more things to double tap here, but I'm talking about not even like a night where I've drank. I'm talking like a healthy night. I expect a good night of sleep.
You're still waking up.
So,
all right, what do you do?
Waking up. So I started with the melatonin. Tried that. It wasn't doing it. I was still waking up. I didn't notice any difference whatsoever. Then I switched to weed gummies. I tried ones originally that were just CBD, not THC. They didn't do crap. But when I added the one that had THC, like a 5 milligram gummy, that worked.
Did it? Okay.
It did. But you and I are not like big drug people, weed people, whatever.
Let's get that soundbite. You and I are not big drug people.
I just didn't like the idea of taking a THC gummy every single day.
No,
I don't know. It's like, it's probably fine. It's natural. It's from the earth. Like all these people who know a lot more about it are probably like, this, but something about it. I was kind of like, I wish I had a different solution than that.
Yeah.
And there was one time where like Cal had a night terror and I woke up like 45 minutes after I went to sleep and I felt like I was like kind of high.
That's the issue is I don't want that. I do not want to feel like I can't wake up if my kids need me.
and it wasn't, that's a little dramatic. Like I was able to like do it, but I was like, oh, I don't know. Something about it. I was just like, I don't love that.
Mm-hmm.
So then but I might go back to it if I can't find anything else. Cause I will say that worked for me. But now I'm trying magnesium is like something that a lot of people have been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried one and I just like ordered it off Amazon and I got it and it was like magnesium for kids gummies. And I was like, did I order the wrong thing? So I tried those. I didn't notice a huge difference, but then I was talking to someone else and they were saying like the actual type of magnesium matters a lot. Okay. There's multiple types of, and again, I'm not like an expert here, but I do take recommendations from friends, which is one reason I kind of like to talk about this at least like one level out. Cause it's like, I want recommendations from people that I've trust or things that have worked for them.
Yeah.
So I'm trying this new one now. And they also recommended, it's called a cortisol management supplement, which again, cortisol is like stress hormone. So like maybe I'm waking up because I got a lot of stress. I don't feel particularly stressed, but like it's worth a shot. A lot of other people have said like it's probably the start of perimenopause and there's nothing you can do.
So these are two separate, that plus the magnesium.
Taking magnesium. I'm taking this new cortisol management. And then I'm also taking vitamin D. So in addition to like the multivitamin. Anyways, we'll see.
Have you noticed a difference?
I think so. I will say I started last week and I've had a lot of nights though where I've been.
I don't think that's enough time. So report back in a little bit. Yeah. Which, and again, I agree with you. We're not saying we're doctors, this is what you should do. We're saying these are the things we're hearing because all of our age is dealing with this. Research it and figure out what works for you. So I love that.
But I'm also open to more ideas if you guys have figured out, if you've gone through this before me. I always say I'd never want to reinvent a wheel. Like who's already
I
got
agree.
This dialed in? Send me some racks.
We'll
see if this new combination does the trick.
I'm here for supplements and daily vitamins. I do. And like if some of those vitamins, like if the magnesium and stuff works for other things, but it's also helping you sleep, I'm here for it. I don't want to start taking something that I have to take every night. That's the problem with any of the gummies. It's like, I don't want to have to rely on that because when you don't have them, I still want to be a decent sleeper.
Well, vitamins you would take every day, wouldn't you?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Some vitamins, but like the gummies specifically for like THC to be able to go to sleep. No, thanks. Like, I don't want to have to rely on something to sleep is what I'm saying, but I'm here for like taking supplements that would help me and also have other benefits.
See if I end up adding it back because it might be the only thing that works, or maybe I'll figure this out and some combination of other things will do it. So,
well, report back because I always like hearing what's happening, what people are taking.
Yeah. I also just like to round it out. I used to take Nutrafol, like for my hair. I do feel like, I've been coloring my hair a lot more because I'm going gray. So my hair just was like not as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
So, but these Nutrafol pills are like 4 horse pills every single day. And I don't know if I'm a bad pill taker or whatever, but I was like struggling to get these 4 horse pills down. So I've switched to a Vegamore, it's a heart. It's covered in seemingly sugar. It tastes delicious. Does it work as well? I don't know, but at least I'm willing to take that every day. So I do a Vegamore gummy for my hair.
Yeah.
And then I also had done some like Rogaine drops on the recommendation of a friend.
Are you losing? You think you're losing that much? You do up front?
It started post-pregnancy, like postpartum. My hair was weird. So that's when I started it. But I do feel like I'm like thinning a little bit in a way that I don't love.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, okay. And Rogaine has like a chemical name that I bought off Amazon. I'll send you a link. It's not even that expensive.
Yeah.
But I was maybe doing too much and I started noticing hair here. I was like, oh. So
yeah. I think it's like the commercials where it's like, take this and it will help, have your hair grow back, but you could have a heart attack. You could have this. You could have all of the things that come with it. Sometimes you could have hair growing in the middle of your face. It's like, I don't know if that's worth it.
Well, my dermatologist friend was like, this does work. So anyways, but I kind of forget. I'm not like great at actually doing that. It's hardly a daily ritual. It's kind of like when I think of it twice a month, I do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you start having hair growing on your forehead again, I'll be the first to tell you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm always worried, I'm going to go into a coma and then Chris is definitely not going to like groom me properly. So you're going to have to step into that role.
Of course, we always talk about it. I've got a couple people tagged in order of chin hair pull. I got one chin hair that if I go to a coma has got to be taken care of. And, it's like if Sarah's not there, it's you. If you're not there, my friend Elizabeth said she pulled my chin hair. So I got 3 chin hair people.
I do not have this chin hair that people speak of. But...
It's the weirdest thing that's ever existed. Anyways, I want to say one last thing, which is I have not done this. I like this topic. So one last one, and then we'll move on to the question. I haven't done this, but I am interested in the hormone replacement. Have you heard about this? Where somebody comes to your house and takes your blood work and then tells you what you're low on. And you can buy it from them, or you can just go figure out what supplements you then need through somebody else if you feel like that's just a money grab.
I haven't heard of the concierge of it that comes to your home.
There's a specific company that I'm not going to know off the top of my head, but I can link it, that people are promoting around here. And anyways, I do think that when you get older and you age, you lose certain things, or things can be lower and whatever. And if you can take vitamins or supplements that can help you in particular and customize it to what your body's going through, I believe that full-heartedly. So I will do some more research.
Well, and that is the concept of a lot of hormone replacement through
100%.
Perimenopause, menopause. I mean, that is what they do.
Yeah.
And I have had a lot of my tennis girlies who have gone through all of that say I should have done it right away. I dragged my feet for a year or two. I should have done it right away. It's a game changer. So all in due time.
Okay. I like it. All right. Hit me with the next question.
We have to get through a few questions here. I have 5. We're going to get through 1.5. I'm concerned about the amount of tech in my kids' schools. Have you guys found any research? Is this tech working or not? I thought that was just something we've talked about before, but obviously people are still thinking about it.
I love this question because it's actually perfect timing with what we're coming out with Sage Parents, which is, to reiterate, Sage Parents is more of our resource section of the company, which is we have a kids and tech guidebook and our Instagram page, and we're building a parent community with the newsletter of tips and things in this exact kids with tech. But we have recently partnered with a friend of ours, Best Day Consulting, and John Clark was on our podcast a few weeks ago. And he was the educator, long-term time educator, and he's now branched off from being a principal and other things to have his consulting firm. And all they do is coach and strategy and support for schools themselves. So I was recently just confirmed we're partnering with him, and we're building out some new resources to kind of time with back to school. And we're going to have a parent kit around kids and tech in school specifically. And there's going to be talking points of how to talk to your school and how to really find out how they're using tech if you're not familiar 100%. Other resources and how to potentially talk to other people in your community, and even host a kids and tech school night with other activated parents. So that's coming. And then we also are going to have kind of a school resource section as well, which is more school guidance around a school kit. So if you are an educator or a leader, it is all about, school policies, how to talk to parents, and kind of going the other direction. So I'm really excited as we start to branch those resources out, because it is a hot topic, and we will have some tools in the next 2 to 3 weeks that we can share with you all. So
amazing. I will say in general, on the research side of this, and I did a bunch of research in preparation for our guidebook that we put out, this does feel like it's going to be the next wave of research. I think the first wave of research was really focused on mental health outcomes of kids who, have various amounts of technology, what types of tech. It was all about sort of linking back to the individual. And I think, honestly, COVID drastically accelerated the amount of tech in schools. And then post-COVID, when things have restarted, a lot of that tech was purchased. It's already part of the system. And I'm pretty optimistic about ed tech, because I know some people that run companies and I think they're doing a lot of things right. But I do think it's something we got to question. I do think we need to train teachers on how to use it properly.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a lot of research about it. So a lot of people were just saying, wait a second, we're just supposed to accept all this new tech and all these changes and no textbooks and all this stuff. Like, where's the research that actually works better? Where's the research that yields better academic results? Right. And the reality is, like, there isn't a lot. So a lot of people are doing that research now. Research takes years and years and years. It's kind of painful. But I do expect a wave of research to start emerging on efficacy around different types of tech in schools. And it is a little bananas that we've like fully adopted this without that research.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, anyways, I think it's worth talking about. I think it's worth having questions for parents, teachers, making sure you're in the loop on it. I think that is a big factor.
I agree. And I'm excited to kind of have this kit for parents because I needed it. It's like one of those things that you identify the issue with what you need. And, we go to public school and it's kind of like making sure, how exactly should I be talking to the school about my kids and how they're using it and the exact questions I should be asking that are appropriate, but also make sense. And also on top of it to make sure they're doing it in the right way. And I think that I wasn't very clear until we started to research this and have conversations with our partners on how to do that the best way. So it is a huge issue. And to your point, just to sit back and say like, oh, okay, we have no questions or whatnot and just accept it is not right. So,
yeah. I did think the episode that we had on with John is one worth listening to if this is an area of interest. I thought he had some really good points about
100%.
How great teachers use tech in classrooms and how not so great teachers use tech in classrooms. And I think figuring out what you're working with is helpful.
Totally. And the response to that podcast is exactly why the partnership came about. It's like, let's do this because it makes sense. And everybody's kind of asking for things like that, some tips. So
yeah. Anyways, okay. I thought this one was cute. It says, you guys clearly love your parents and seems like they did a great job with you too. Thank you. Are you guys doing anything different than your parents?
Did mom and dad write this question?
Maybe. No. They probably paid someone that I didn't know to drop this in there.
The only reason I know they didn't is because mom was bitching about some kind of tech issue. She can't write a comment. She'd freak out. She wouldn't know how to do it.
She texted me today. How do we get dad on the Wordle Nerdle text thread? I go, you literally just add him. But okay, let me take care of this.
Anyways.
Love you mean it.
That's a good question, though, because I do think we talk a lot about things that our parents did right and things that we've adopted. And so we actually just brought this up last week, which was the power of negotiating, like teaching your kids to negotiate and how our parents did a good job with that. And that was like, don't just let you say yes or no, like let your kids come back and try to explain themselves a little bit and try to help them negotiate and get those skills to be able to change.
Clarify, the question was, what are you doing differently than your parents?
Oh, I thought it was what you were doing the same or differently. Okay.
No.
Oh, no. Okay.
I will say, like off the top of my head, I would say mostly the same. Our mom, who was a teacher for a lot of our life, did take a lot of years off when we were little. So I'd say like the one major difference is just like we have two working parents in this house full time. So there are just some, we have more babysitters. We have more help than we grew up with.
Right.
And I do think about that to some extent of like, I don't know. I love how confident we are and like how much of that came from mom being the one to do all those things or enforce those things in those early years. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But that's probably the biggest difference on my end. I think, not to throw dad under the bus here, but I think I have a marriage where it's a little bit more equal split in terms of the work. And I think our parents played like a little bit more classic gender roles where dad was working full time and
he traveled a lot. He had to
traveled a lot. And then mom had a lot of the heavy lifting on, primary parent.
Yeah.
I'd say ours is different just because it's, close to 50-50. We don't add it up and realistically, I think I'm probably above it. But if you ask Chris, he might think he's above it. So I don't know. That's probably he's doing a lot of stuff though. Yeah. And I don't feel like that's exactly how it was in our house.
Yeah. Totally. I think that's right over here too. Just the even split of both of us working and the percentage we do with the kids for sure is higher than that. I'm struggling with this question because I think there's a lot of similarities, and even us moving back from LA to where we live in Tennessee was to try to get that same lifestyle where our kids play all the sports or whatever activity. It doesn't just have to be sports. They're outside playing all the time. Like we're doing similar things to empower our girls. I think about that all the time. How to empower my son, but also my two girls with the confidence and have them believe in themselves. Like all those things that they did about not putting us against each other, you know, sibling rivalry, all that kind of stuff. I adopted.
Well, and like one thing I love that our parents did that I think we're doing too is like encouraging them to be competitive and play sports, but like they were not crazy about it. And I do think the world has gotten more bananas about kids sports, the intensity of it, are you paying comp level, the 4 or 5 days a week or more? That does feel different than our childhood.
Yeah.
And you know, I look at like our niece who's an amazing volleyball player in middle school. Like they're definitely better at volleyball than we were at the same age because they played so much.
Yep, 100%.
And maybe that's what this takes to make a high school team now. I don't know. But man, the intensity on sports is different.
It's different.
And I'm trying to figure out if there is a world where we can do it like our parents, or if just the realities of like what it takes now is different and we got to kind of play the game a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I think it's a little of both in my opinion. You got to do a little bit more than we were doing, but we're still trying to hold the line on certain things, but who knows?
Not let it get too bananas.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving then.
Right.
Any advice about video games? My son in particular is dying to play. I've been holding the line, but it seems like all his friends are doing. What do you guys think?
I like this question and we talk about it a lot, but I'm trying to hold the line still as well. And my goal is to hold the line as long as possible because it's not that there aren't games out there that are fine to play at this, you know, elementary school age, but it is the addiction that comes behind it when they really like a game. And we were just talking about this with you over the 4th of July because your son Calvin likes Minecraft and we have not gotten into it. And Ace and Calvin, he together looking at it, and Calvin was introducing Ace, and we just still haven't let him. No, that's okay. We just didn't let him do it when he got home yet because he also is not asking for it so much. So, but I think you just have to set boundaries around how often you're doing it, what specific games, and then you mentioned this in our tech tips, but like turning off the chats on all games because the chats are there. As long as you're doing those things and you're staying true to your boundary of how long they're doing it, I think it's good to do some games if your kids are asking for it because they are going to see it with their friends. They're going to go to friends' houses and it's going to be there as well.
Yeah. So it's funny. I literally had a conversation with Chris this weekend because Cal's birthday's coming up. We got 2 summer birthdays pretty much over here. So Grace's is next week. I can't believe it. She's going to be 9. And then Calvin's going to be 7 here. And he made his list and the top of it was Nintendo Switch. The next things were all games for the Nintendo Switch. And then the last thing was a Minecraft backpack for school.
That's cute.
That's it. That's his list.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, like I am dealing with not a situation where he's not asking for it. Like I am on team don't push anything early. Like don't push messaging early. Don't push, you know, watching streaming content early. Not that people would, but it's like make them beg for it and then figure out exactly what your boundary is.
Right.
But I am in a situation with him where he's begging for it. And I do think I let you know, he was going over to play dates and came home crying a couple times going, please, I don't know how to play. That's all, you know, that's all they're talking about. It's very cool to know how to do Minecraft in his little social group. So then I said, okay, you can do it on your iPad for 30 minutes a day. You can only do it in creator mode.
Yeah.
because he loves building, he was a Magnetiles Legos guy.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense that like it's
Right.
translating to like where you can build houses and stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, that in the summer, I'd given him 1 hour of iPad time to do anything. He uses every minute of his iPad time a day for Minecraft on his iPad.
Yeah.
Which I told Chris, like, oh, the iPad version of it is all like hunched and like not great. And I don't know. So Chris and I were talking this weekend. We're going to get him a Nintendo Switch for his birthday.
Okay. They have a lot of good games on that, right? Like they have.
Well, I started researching the game. So one thing I like about the Nintendo Switch more than the iPad is you can get them up and more physical. So like we can buy games where you play tennis or golf or baseball.
Yeah.
And you're actually swinging. You're actually up and moving.
Yeah.
Which I like better. There's ones where you even like have these little nodes for your legs and you run.
Yeah.
There's like the Dance Revolution ones, which I think Grace will love too.
Yes. Yep.
They have microphones where you can sing, it's like some of the games that they like on the iPad, I almost feel like is a better version if we can kind of do the in real life thing.
Yeah.
And, a little Mario Kart, so fun.
Totally. Yeah.
They have a game that I like called Overcooked. It's like a real, I don't know if this speaks to like my level of like obsession with productivity and efficacy, but it's basically like a restaurant game where orders come in and you got to work together to like get all the orders out on time.
Okay, I like that. Some real life skill sets coming through.
And listen, I am not a believer that all video games are bad. Like I play the New York Times video games arguably every morning. I do these word games every day. I like it. I love a puzzle. It's like I love that. And I am nervous about it because I'm going to have to like still hold this. I'm still going to keep it at the 1 hour max.
Yeah.
You can even in the summer and then with school, well, he'll use it 100% of the time. So I am hoping it gets us off the iPad.
I just think hold the boundary. If it's an hour a day, make it an hour a day and don't let it be anything else. If it starts to get where he's asking for it all the time and he's creating an issue, you have to limit them for a while. He can't have it then until he's able to. I mean, that's what we do in our house is like when we start to see the addiction of an iPad, we pull it and they're not allowed to be on the iPad for like a week or whatever it is. And then they can start earning it back because when you start to see the addiction, that's when it gets scary, in my opinion. And it's like, just figure out what works for your house. But I agree. I don't think video games are bad. And I really liked when we had Leah on from the co-founder of Zigazoo, she mentioned like her son was going over and seeing it at friends and she always had the conversation of like hold the boundary of our families, like what our rules are, even when you're at your friends. You have to have the conversations. Even if I don't have a video game kid right now, she made me realize I have to have those conversations with Ace because if he is going to play dates when friends are playing those games, I want him to know you are not allowed to play Fortnite. You are not allowed to do these games with guns and shooting. If you're over there and that's all they're playing, I'm going to pick you up. Like, those types of things I think are super important to have the conversation with.
Totally.
Okay.
Anyways, we're about to tip over to the dark side here. I'll let you know.
I think it sounds cute. I think that's a good. I don't think that's bad. It could be a good
thing. And like, kind of, it's a little bit of like, this could be better time than what realistically they have now on some of this stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes, but we're gonna bite that bullet.
Parenting trial and error. Keep us posted.
Okay. Another question. We recently did a family vacation and I felt like my kids were like super not grateful.
Oh, this is a good one.
It seemed like you guys were talking about vacations and trips with your kids in a more joyful way. How are you making your kids grateful for your vacations? Any tips or ideas? I thought that was a good one.
That is a good one because I've not thought about it like I'm doing something to make them grateful for it. I also think there could be a little bit of Instagram versus reality. Like in talking about family trips and when you reflect when you come back, it's really nice. You think about the best parts, but there are still some moments in those trips that were like not quite enjoyable. Like, I don't know, it's not like every second of the day the kids were super grateful or whatever. There were moments we're dragging them or holding them on our back because they didn't want to walk further exploring like downtown Boston or whatever it is. But I don't know. I just think that when we do plan a family trip, there are a lot of things we do in the schedule that are in mind of the kids. We're doing it specifically so the kids will have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also have the adult version of that, which is like if we've done something during the day, like go to the kids museum or go to some activity that they will really love, we then kind of flip it to like, then we want to do a cool sit down dinner that's still kid friendly, but more Phil and I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that makes us, because of the scheduling for both in thought of what the kids will like and us, we all tend to like the trip because there's enjoyable parts for all of us.
Yeah. I also immediately was thinking, I wonder how old this woman's kids are.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like the tween teen, we've interviewed so many of them for our work.
Yeah.
Some of that is just like real tween energy of like such apathy for all the things.
Mm-hmm.
I suspect that might be a factor here. I will just say too, I think there is sometimes this, I'm going to like plan this great trip. It's going to be all these things. And then the kids aren't feeling it and there's no audibles called. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I do think the do less of it all. Like Chris jokes when we first started dating and traveling, I'd make an itinerary and he would say, we're doing a third of this.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
This is way too ambitious.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't even look fun to me. Mm-hmm. I don't care about a lot of this stuff. Like, and he's really got me vacationing differently, which is like we mostly eat and drink our way through places and like just soak up a vibe more so than like see every museum or church or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I've really come around on like it's a better way to travel.
Yeah.
And I do think, just talking for my friends, like they come back from some of these trips that on Instagram looked absolutely perfect. And they're like, I'm effing exhausted. Like, to be honest with you, the kids were fighting the whole time. We were running around. I do think it's not actually that good in real life, but I think people pack too much in. It's like a lot of vacations could benefit from the Chris mentality of do a third of the things you originally put on that itinerary.
Yeah.
And I do think that makes it just, when kids are sleeping in and when they're able to go to the beach a little bit or whatever, it's like, it does change the vibe, the fun, the joy. And I don't know. I do think a lot about like, how can I, living in an affluent area, create kids that are not like entitled brats? I think about that pretty actively. And I've been trying to like do these little things that create like a culture of gratefulness. Like we do gratefuls before dinner. We talk a lot about how lucky we are to have X, Y, and Z. I make sure they have exposure to not that so they kind of can see it and feel it a little bit, whether that's taking trips into the city and like seeing that, whether that's volunteering at a food bank and talking about people that don't have enough food. I mean, I'm not saying we got it all figured out. Like I don't deserve any awards, but I think just like thinking through this idea of like, and we're not as religious as our parents. I think a lot of this came in our childhood through, we grew up Catholic and there was a lot of that kind of culture of thinking about other people and gratitude built into religion. And I actually love religion for that. I think I love it for community. I love it for this value system that it puts in. I've even thought about like, should we really get the kids going to church again?
Yeah.
For this exact thing. But I also I think there are also other ways to instill it.
Yeah.
But you have to be very thoughtful and proactive about it or it doesn't happen.
Well, I agree. I do think, that the giving back for sure conversation, like having traditions of giving back, whether it be around Christmas and giving gifts to a family or like the money tree type of things, the like the family trees, making a meal at Thanksgiving and giving it to somebody, doing the food. I think that's just really nice. And it's a great lesson for them. But also to, I don't know, Phil has a different perspective than I do, which is nice too, around even the kid birthdays or whatever. But like, I tend to want to like, I'm not going all out in the way. Like there's very crazy birthday parties that people get carried away with. I'm not talking that. I'm just saying we have a basic kid party, which Phil didn't even grow up with. So he thinks just having the kids get a birthday party with some of their close friends around here
at a sports place,
at a place or whatever is too much, right? Or just like,
okay,
he just doesn't want them to feel like he just thinks they're spoiled, So he's like, they're getting a party and this. And so when it comes to gift giving too, because they have a lot of people who will give them gifts, you, Sarah, Phil's side of the family, grandma, grandpa, like just the inner core family. He's like, well, they don't need anything, they don't need anything else. Have them give money to our, college fund or whatever. And, like what a financial guy, like that's boring. No one wants to do that. But we always try to do a little bit of that. Like you have to give, if you get $20, invest 10 of it, put 10 in your piggy bank, like those types of things too, just to know the power of the dollar, right? Like know that things don't come for free and you have to pay for things. But it's good to have his perspective, because I do think it makes me think a little bit differently, even about just getting like what gifts they get for birthdays and stuff. It's like,
I know, with a couple coming up, we're hosting a week from Tuesday. We're having just a few. I love a summer birthday because I feel like you don't have to invite the whole class. So we're having just a few friends over for a pool party, and we're making the food. We're gonna do a pasta bar because it's cheap and easy, and we're making our own cupcakes. And like, I'm trying intentionally to like have a Midwest-ish birthday party out here. We're not doing the extravagant things. So we'll see. But whatever. People have different priorities and like put their money in different places. Some do it in travel, some do it in birthdays. Like what's important to different people, I think, is so personal. It's like, how did they grow up? What are their values? What do they think about? So it's like, I don't judge if people want to go nuts, if that's their thing, that's important to them. I still think you can have kids that are grateful and have a big birthday party. But for us, I'm also just like, I don't want to drop that kind of coin on a party that like I don't think is that much better than a couple friends over here at a pool party. I don't think it's like that much more fun.
We try to be crafty and do things at a cost. I'm excited for Lola's birthday party though, because we are going to California Pizza Kitchen has a cooking class for kids where they can make their own pizza. And it's cute. Very affordable. So we invited just a couple of her friends, and they're going to make their own pizzas. And I, on Amazon, got aprons with and I did the ironing on of their names. So that's what they get to go home. So it was a cute little, but seems maybe more expensive than it is, because I was crafty to put their names on it myself and do like, these that's little aprons. Though. But I think it's cute. But I like doing that kind of stuff. But it's not an extravagant birthday party by any means for cost. We definitely tried to do it. That's a cute idea.
I haven't heard of that. We are doing an 80s themed birthday party. And I'm going to I don't know if it will work out. It might be a nightmare, but I was thinking of kind of running a double dare game where there's like trivia and physical challenges, and the winners, I bought some pop rocks. That's going to be the prize if you win.
I love that idea. I love a good challenge.
See if we'll see if I can execute it. But I did buy clear plastic cups that like will go on the helmet and sponges and like, some supplies for a couple of these games.
Yeah, and you're building it yourself. I love that.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out or if it's a train wreck.
Okay, I love it. All right. Do we have any other questions?
No, let's move on just because we're running out of time here. There were more, but we'll punt them to the next one.
Okay.
Quick tech tip. I can't tell if people like these or if they don't. Give us feedback. But tech tip this time was just YouTube Kids versus YouTube. We have a great video on this if you're trying to decide. This is one too. Honestly, don't do any YouTube unless they're begging for it. It's certainly not something I would introduce. But if they are begging for it, there's some great stuff on there. Try to get away with YouTube Kids for as long as you can. And when you're setting up YouTube Kids, our recommendation is to actually pick the exact content creators. Don't trust YouTube. They have one where you can pick their age and they'll make recommendations. But I actually think go in there, do a little work, select specific creators that you like their stuff to. There are awesome ones out there where that's the extent of all they can watch on YouTube Kids. I will say I dislike that YouTube Kids does not have search, and there is some content that is not accessible. So a lot of kids call it second, third, fourth grade find workarounds and want to go to regular YouTube. You need to be more careful if your kids are on regular YouTube. Make sure we have some, again, look at our tips. Make sure you have autoplay turned off. That's a real driver of addiction. Make sure you have parental settings for mature content turned off. It's not perfect, but it will help.
Mm-hmm.
And then just be conscious of it. Make sure you know what they're watching, ask questions, set boundaries, all the things. So,
well, we'll attach the 2 videos, but you can always go to Sage Parents at our YouTube channel, and we have all of the tech videos there as well. So if you don't find it in the show notes, go subscribe to our YouTube channel as well.
Awesome. What's your obsession this weekend?
It's going to make me sound like a Susie homemaker a little bit, I guess, but I'm really excited about...
You just screen printed names on aprons, so carry us home here.
That's true. I have the best homemade butter recipe and bread recipe. And I'll give a shout out to Phil because he knows I love this stuff and he saw this recipe and sent it to me on Instagram. But it is so easy. And
you're churning your own butter.
Yes, I am.
I just want to clarify.
But I just want to be clear, it's very easy. So we've been all about trying to just like eat real foods, right? Like eat the fruits and vegetables, eat things that don't have so much processed things in them. And so with that, we've just been looking at like our butter and bread and like what we're doing. And long story short, it's so easy. All you need is whipping cream, and it's like heavy whipping cream and a KitchenAid. Now, I'm sure there's ways to do it with a mixer and not a KitchenAid, but I happen to have a KitchenAid and it makes it so simple. But you're basically just letting the machine whip the cream for a little bit, let it run, and then it separates. And then you just have to kind of rinse the buttermilk off of the butter with ice water, and you're done. And you have butter that lasts 2 to 4 weeks in the fridge, and it's delicious.
It's just whipping cream, or are you adding
and then
buttermilk or
nothing? It's butter whipping cream, basically.
Okay.
Poured in, and you let it whip. And then at the end, after you have rinsed out the buttercream, because that's important just because of longevity of how long the butter lasts.
What do you mean rinse it out? I don't get it.
You basically have it separated, and then you'll have your butter kind of feels like butter texture. Okay. And you take that ball and you put it in ice water, and you continue to press it to just get rid of that buttercream cloudiness. And so you do that until there's no more cloudiness, and then that's your butter. And then at that point, you can put in a little salt, or if you wanted to make flavored butters, you could do cinnamon or you could do garlic. It's so simple. And so I think, side note, this elevates a dinner party so much. People think you're super fancy if you have flavored butter or whatever that you've made yourself. But we just do it. I roll it up in parchment paper, and you can, set it out in our butter dish. It doesn't last I keep it in the fridge, like a lot of it, and then just a little at a time, put it in our butter dish. But it is so delicious, and it is so easy.
We were at what was the restaurant in Austin a couple weeks ago? Emmer and Rye.
Yes.
But one of the best things they did is they came over and they had 3 different homemade butters for that bread. I thought that was such a win.
Yes. Well, and we equally I've made 3 loaves now and I actually have one that I just made now. I got to go check on the dough after this. Hold on.
You're making your bread?
Yes. Now, just like the bagels, don't be scared. You know how you have your homemade bagel cottage cheese recipe? It's just as easy as this. Greek yogurt. Okay. I did cottage cheese. It's just as easy. And so I have...
You're not dealing with yeast or...
Well, you have dry activated yeast packet, but that's it. And you're just mixing that in water, putting flour in, and then letting it sit. And that's it. I mean, it's very simple. I'll attach the recipes, but it has been a game changer. And the first day I made the loaf of bread, the kids ate it within seconds. So it's just a little bit of an ad, but it's very simple. I'm telling you, I'm not steering you wrong with how simple this is. And it is delicious.
This better not be zucchini noodle 2.0 here, but okay. It sounds delicious. I will give you that. And I did accidentally almost make butter I wasn't paying attention to a whipped cream I was making one time, and I accidentally almost turned it to butter. So I do kind of understand how it works.
Yes.
Okay. Mine, I have a dress that I bought a couple months ago, and I haven't had too many places to wear it because it's a little bit fancier, but we went to this 40th birthday party and I wore it, and I felt like so dressed up and fancy. It's like a tight rib knit, square neck, midi length dress.
Is this the one you wore to one of my birthday events in Austin? Okay.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed with it.
It's like your classic black dress that looks dynamite.
Dynamite. I know. So I will put a link, or I think the one I got I can't find online. I don't know if it's sold out, but we'll put a couple. I think it's more of the vibe, but like I don't know. I was feeling quite sexy in my like black bodycon dress, which I haven't worn something like that in a long time.
I really wanted it. I wanted it for myself. I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, but I did love it on you, and I would love to see. Yeah.
It's all, if the one I have is too long, you just got to have it hit right at the right spot below the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And I got these statement earrings from Amazon. I've had them for 6 or 8 months, but they're light. They like are big and chunky, but they're so light that I can wear them. And they're also not expensive. So I just felt like the combination of like a statement earring and a black bodycon dress. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't been dressing up enough lately, but it felt fun to wear. So now I'm going to like get this into the mix.
You looked great. And to your point, it sounds like you've worn it a few times. So it's like one of those you can wear to many different types of events. That's also key for me now, is like something that I can wear over and over again. Love that.
This is definitely staple material.
Yeah.
A little LBD.
Okay.
All right, cool. That's what I got.
Love it. That's a wrap.
Sweet.
Oh,
that's a wrap. Okay.
Follow us.
Well, review us. If you haven't left a review already, I know a lot of you guys are listening. We see the number counts are climbing. We're excited about where we're at, but the reviews are still low. So if you don't mind, take a little bit of time, hit some stars for us, even if you don't have time to write anything. It means a lot and helps us get discovered. Follow us at Sage Parents, at Sage Sisters Podcast, at Sage Haven for Kids. We got 3 Instagram accounts now. And our Sage Haven for Kids app, you can get on the wait list at the website, sagehavenforkids.com. And we will be launching that within a few weeks.
I know, right?
It's getting so close. We're testing it. We think we're almost there. So when we really feel confident we're ready for prime time, we will start releasing more people into the cohort. But
that's right. We'll do a podcast on it as well for the release.
Okay. All right. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you.
Lilas.
Bye, Tan. Lilas.